So I had nothing for a long time. It was just me and my dogs, and it went fine. You know, it was pretty easy. Kind of came naturally to me for what I wanted to do. I have 4 border collies, then they're 10, 12, and 13. And then I met my husband, and a year later we had 1 kid, and 2 years later we had 2 kids. We had a farm, we got all the animals, and it was chaos, total chaos. And I was so frustrated and trying to control everybody and everything, and it just doesn't work that way. Having the kids, having the newborns, trying to get everything done with the kids, and then having the dogs on top of you, and you're constantly telling them to go away, go lie down. It seems like they don't listen, they're not paying attention, and it's a constant thing. I hear it all the time, and I always thought why won't you just listen to me? You know, I trained you, I taught you this, now you're not doing it, you know. We always blame the dogs, and adding the kids to the mix and adding all of that, it's hard. It was really hard. I was kind of at the end of what do I do with this? I was to the point where I was locking the dogs behind a gate or in crates most of the day because I just couldn't do it all. We were all just tired and kind of angry and kind of just, you know, short-fused a little bit. And then lots of friends were in the program, so they told me about it, and then I saw the videos, the annual videos, the contest, and that is really motivating and inspiring, and I want what they have, you know, I want that. So that was how I found out about it. So I got into the recallers, and it was like an answer to my prayers. But of course I signed up for myself and then realized that it was my kids that needed it. So that worked out even better. So that's, you know, priceless basically, is to be able to train my children in this method. So the kids couldn't, they tried to do things with the dogs. They were little, of course, and the dogs just, they just kind of all existed. So the dogs would lick them if they had food on them or follow them around if they were eating. But when the kids actually wanted to play and they wanted to do what mommy does and train the dogs, they didn't have anything to do with them. They wouldn't even listen to them, they wouldn't look at them, they wouldn't chase them. And so we started doing these games. It was restrained recalls we did with my oldest. And it took maybe 3 tries, and then he was running right to her. She would run and call his name one time and he'd just chase her, and that was it. She could grab his collar every time. And now, you know, you can see they do it all the time. That's all they love to do, is chase me. And they like it. They watch the videos, and then we go over step by step how to do the game. So we break it down to like 3 steps, and they tell me the 3 steps, and then we go out and do it. I used to train, like I think most people did, is that dogs would get excited or bark or things like that, and you're constantly micromanaging, you know, quiet, lie down, or hey, you're too excited, you need to be calm. And what actually recallers teaches you is to set them up so that they don't do those behaviors. So, and if they do, we teach them how to handle them and work through it. So instead of constantly trying to kind of calm your dog down, almost like knock them down a peg in a sense, like just, you know, don't be so excited. You work through that excitement, and they learn to handle it and kind of calm themselves down, or still do the right behaviors even though they're out of control, excited, and they can handle it. You start to notice all the good things, and then you reward the good things that you like, and the bad stuff just goes away. It's like a switch flipped, and now it's like they just do their thing and I do my thing, and we're all together, we're all on the same page finally. So I'm not fighting them anymore, I'm working with them and they're working with me. And it actually helped me do that with the kids. I don't get frustrated with the kids when they do things that I, you know, maybe don't think are appropriate. You know, we just, okay, well, let's work through it or change it. I remember the moment that I knew this program was perfect for me was after teaching the It's Your Choice game. And that game is the one where the dogs learn how to control themselves without being told, basically, control their impulses. And I taught all the dogs It's Your Choice. I remember doing it, each one with babies laying on the floor next to me and a dog on one side and a kid on the other. It was like probably midnight, one of those late night feedings. And then about 2 weeks into it, I went to the front door to get the kids out to go somewhere. I opened the front door and I'm putting coats on the kids and boots and everything, and the kids go out the door and I come out, and I thought, this isn't right, something's wrong. And I turn around and my dogs are all they're backed up. They're just, I didn't have to tell them to back up. I didn't have to tell them to wait. They're still standing there. We're all out of the house. The kids are all out, and the dogs are standing there waiting for me to release them. And I thought, oh my, I didn't say a word. I didn't even notice it happened. It was like this wonderful after effect, or, you know, this side effect that happened. And I knew then that that was it. I'm staying forever. And then now we have the puppy. So we've had the puppy for 2 weeks. And it's amazing. It is so easy how quickly they learn it and how simple it is. I mean, she's already doing impulse control and not running through doors and not rushing out of her crate. And she comes every time you call her. You know, it's just I mean, I can't believe I lived without it. You know, you don't know how easy it is until you don't have it, you know. It seems like the dogs are happier that start in it. Like the puppy is just really comfortable and content in her own skin, where there isn't any sort of worry or mistrust because they're gonna get told no, or they're gonna get told to stop it. There's just, you know, there's no negative at all. We just don't even go there. And the older dogs that got retrained, they're to that point now. I mean, so even though they were trained in a different method, they still came out in the same way. And so I definitely see a bigger bond and more trust, and they relax now. They used to not relax around the house. You know, they wouldn't just go off and lay down. They would follow me everywhere. I got up, but it wasn't like, I like you, I'm following you. It was, I'm worried, what's gonna happen next? What are we doing? And now they just kind of relax. They just look comfortable. When I tell people about the program and that you should sign up and watch this, it's, you know, go to Susan's page, see what you think, and they say, well, my dog is old and maybe with the next one, or, you know, this dog just doesn't get it, they're just not right for this, or it's just not their personality, or it's not their breed, or anything, and that has nothing to do with it. I mean, I retrained old dogs that had been set in the way, you know, they were set in their ways, and this was our routine, and our whole world turned upside down, and I retrained them with very little time. I mean, maybe 5 minutes a few times a week, honestly. But that's all it took, and they just slowly, I noticed the things they were doing that I didn't have to say or do anything. It kind of just happens, and then you notice the good things, and you start rewarding the good things, and you just stop focusing on the bad, and the negative, and the unhappy. And then now that pretty much doesn't really exist. It's very rare that I get frustrated with anything now. I can tolerate anything with the kids and the craziness. So it's been very helpful. I didn't even know I needed it for the family. I thought I just needed something for myself to do apart from kids, you know, for my own personal reasons, and it turned out to be something much more. We say it over and over again, it's a lifestyle, it is. And I can't even imagine going back to the way it was. It was so awful before, and it's so nice now. It's like a way to peace and quiet and kids training and husband training and duck training and everything. So all my animals just kind of hang out now. It's easy, I don't get frustrated, and I can relax and just let them make the right choices.